Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. It's hard work. That from President Trump's chief of staff, who made no bones about it today, saying his current role is the toughest job he's ever had, but he's up for the challenge and is not going anywhere. General John Kelly making a surprise appearance before the press today for the first time since he took the job at the White House, answering important policy questions while also peeling back the curtain a bit about working there. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts was at today's briefing, joins us now from the North Lawn. Good evening, John.
And quite a curtain it is, too, Brett. No question about that. General John Kelly, the chief of staff, is the latest subject of palace intrigue stories here at the White House, with some reports suggesting he's not long for the job. Well, as the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson did last week, John Kelly himself came out today to say, "You got it wrong."
It was a surprise move in the daily briefing. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly meeting the White House press corps on the record for the first time to say reports of his demise are greatly exaggerated.
I'm not quitting today. I don't believe, and I just talked to the president, I don't think I'm being fired today. I am not so frustrated in this job that I'm thinking of leaving.
Kelly, long known in military circles as a no BS straight shooter, acknowledged that chief of staff is the hardest job he has ever had, but disputed the notion that certain aspects of it are getting to him.
Are you frustrated?
No, I'm not frustrated. This is really, really hard work, running the United States of America. I don't run it, but I'm working for someone who is dedicated to serving the country. I don't mean any criticism to Mr. Trump's predecessors, but there was an awful lot of things that were, in my view, kicked down the road that have come home to roost pretty much right now that have to be dealt with.
Kelly did admit to being frustrated by news reports he said had little or no basis in reality and had some advice for certain members of the media.
Maybe develop some better sources.
The White House went out of its way today to indicate Kelly is safe in his job. At an event to officially nominate Kelly's Deputy Chief of Staff Kirstjen Nielsen as the new DHS Secretary, President Trump gave Kelly a shout-out and singled him out for high praise.
We are deeply fortunate that he is now here at the White House as our chief of staff. Do you agree with that, Kirstjen?
Nielsen, who was also Kelly's chief of staff at DHS, would become the sixth secretary and also the first former staffer to lead the department.
I share the president's profound commitment to the security of our country.
If confirmed, Nielsen will inherit the federal response to Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. President Trump drew fire for a tweet about Puerto Rico this morning when he wrote, quote, "We cannot keep FEMA, the military, and the first responders who have been amazing under the most difficult circumstances in Puerto Rico forever." Democrats portrayed the tweet as heartless.
It's heartbreaking, and it lacks knowledge about what the role is of FEMA and the others in time of natural disaster.
But the chief of staff was quick to cover his boss's six.
I think he said the U.S. military and FEMA can't be there forever. There will be a period in which we hope sooner rather than later to where the U.S. military and FEMA, generally speaking, can withdraw.
President Trump also drew fire today for his plans to expand access to health care for small businesses and individuals.
We are moving toward lower costs and more options in the health care market and taking crucial steps towards saving the American people from the nightmare of Obamacare.
In an executive order directing his lieutenants at Treasury, Labor, and HHS to allow small employers to band together and buy health insurance across state lines. The plan would also give more people access to short-term limited duration insurance and allow employers more flexibility with health reimbursement arrangements to pay for employees' medical needs. Democrats pointed out short-term plans are exempt from Obamacare coverage protections. In a statement, Senator Chuck Schumer saying, quote, "This order couldn't be further from the great health care the president promised. It will send costs soaring for older Americans and those with pre-existing conditions and add further chaos to the markets."
While it has been a busy news week so far, the biggest news will come in the lunch hour tomorrow. That's when President Trump will outline his new Iran policy. As we have been reporting this week, the president is expected to not recertify the Iran deal. That then starts off a process in Congress, and the president will likely ask Congress for a broad spectrum of tough new measures to rein in Iran's bad behavior. Brett?
John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.